19, 18.
18.
I need this self-confidence boost. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, right? 10,
Yeah, 10.
9, 8, 6,
What?
7.
10, 9? What? 8, 7. Not 8,
I
6.
always skip
Why do you
7.
always do 8, 6?
I always skip 7.
Alright, we're good. We're good.
Is it? Are we on?
Yeah.
Okay. What's up?
Welcome to Morning Motivation.
Yeah,
We'll motivate you and stuff.
Yeah. We're sorry if it's not actually morning where you're at right now, but our philosophy here is it's morning somewhere.
Yeah.
So somewhere people are gonna get some morning motivation. But if you're in the Canada, Ontario region, it's not morning anymore.
Hey man, it's always morning in my heart, you know what I'm saying? Alright, so today we're going to be talking about self-confidence. On our Implicit Entertainment Facebook page and Instagram, we post motivational quotes every single morning. So we're going to try and make these hashtag morning motivation things tie together. So what was the quote? We should actually read it off. Go ahead.
What was the quote? Oh, the quote. Okay, I'm not going to do that.
Just read it.
The quote was from Dennis Waitley. He says, "The reason most people never reach their goal is that they don't define them or ever seriously consider them as believable or achievable. Winners can tell you where they're going, what they plan to do along the way, and who will be sharing the adventure with them." So this is really this goes along with a question we got yesterday too. So if you have any questions for these morning motivation videos or anything we do, send it.
Hashtag us morning motivation.
Yeah, you can hashtag us.
But yeah, we got a comment talking about how, like she said, you know, a lot of people struggle with self-confidence, so can we talk about self-confidence? And this kind of does tie together with self-confidence, and it really just means believe in yourself and know that you can make it happen. I mean, if you have goals and you don't believe in them, you're not going anywhere at all. Almost like having a plan B. We talked about that in the Leading Life episode about ending procrastination, which is on iTunes. You can check that out. But we talked about how if you have a plan B, you're literally setting yourself up to fail.
Yeah, and really, when it comes to having self-confidence, I think it's really just about having self-awareness.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if you know who you are, you know what you're good at, you know what you're not good at, and you're honest about that, and you know you know what you're striving for, right? Like it says in the quote, you know what you want, you know your goals. It's a lot easier to believe it's possible for you.
Well, yeah, like self-confidence boils down to knowing the answers to life's questions. You know what I mean? Like we had another Leading Life episode about building confidence for, you know, events like a speaking engagement or a soccer game or whatever it might be. And basically, anytime you feel nervous doing something, that's just you not knowing exactly how to do it. Those people who practice hours on end they're not nervous at all because they know it. They've done it 10 billion times.
And they know their outcome.
Yeah.
That's the big thing is they know exactly what am I going to get out of this, and what is other people going to get out of this? Like, what is the end goal in mind? Because when you know that, you know who you are, and you're prepared. It's hard to not be confident because it's like, look, I've done this, and an important part of confidence, I think, is not so much comparing yourself to everybody else, and that's really important because with the internet today, everybody's on the internet. There's great people on the internet, and there's people who don't consider themselves so great, and they're comparing themselves to each other all the time. And it's really tough on your confidence and on your self-esteem when you're always comparing yourself to somebody who has lived a different life than you, had different experiences, is a different person, grew up, different parents, different everything. Like, we're all unique in our own ways, and that will give you confidence, is realizing that there's only one you. There's only one of you.
That, and like everyone's focused on themselves more or less. Like a lot of people, they have like social anxiety. They don't like people looking at them, but really like everyone's afraid of everyone looking at them. So like that's everyone's like that. You know, you're not the only one who's walking down the street and everyone's staring at you. Everyone is their own person. Everyone's focused on their own life. Everyone is like the protagonist of their own story. You know what I mean? So they're not focused on you completely. So that's another thing you have to realize is that, you know, like you can't please everyone.
No,
you can't please everyone. All right, you're gonna have some haters. You're gonna have some people who doubt you, and really, just stay true to yourself and be your own person.
And I've been there, and I've tried to please everyone, and it doesn't work. You end up the most unhappy out of everybody you're trying to please. You're the one who ends up the most depressed or unsatisfied with the way things went. And I want to leave you guys with one more thing. if you're lacking self-confidence in a certain area, like your health or your business or whatever it is, or your career or your dreams, find someone who has accomplished that, and look up to that person, and see what that person has done, and kind of follow their path. Because you're gonna, along your journey, you're gonna find everybody wants to tell you what to do. Everybody wants to give you advice, and point you somewhere. I mean, that's what we're doing here, right? We wanna give you advice, and everybody believes their advice is the best advice. But I think you should take advice from people who you aspire to be like. If it's, someone who's like The Rock, you want to be big and muscular and healthy like The Rock. Okay, go do what The Rock does. Right? If you want to be a big business person and philanthropist just like Tony Robbins, okay, go follow his story, read up about him and learn about him, right? It really is just about finding mentors and following those mentors, because that'll give you confidence, right? When everybody else says don't do something, and that one person, your mentor, your role model, the person you really look up to says, do it, or that person sets a good example, follow that, and you'll get so much confidence, because you don't have so many opinions. It's like, oh, should I do this? Should I do this? I'm uncertain about that. Just focus on one thing and roll with it.
Awesome. All right, so that is today's morning motivation. Yeah.
Cool.
Send us questions, man, because
Yeah.
we will we'll put up a quote and we will talk about the topic.
Yeah, hold us accountable to do this every day, because I know some of you guys are enjoying this. So we're enjoying this too.
Yeah.
So it'd be good to do this every single day and
Totally.
make sure we're accountable to get this stuff done. All right, Cam, end the stream. Thanks, guys.
Peace.
Peace.